Hello everybody, welcome to General Give a Damn channel, where we are talking about the RS3. Finally it's here. A couple of things that I've noticed about it straight away is a lot of people have said the build quality isn't up to scratch and all that sort of stuff. I'm coming from a 2018 RS3 that I had for 3 years. I bought it when it was 2-year-old and had no issues with it whatsoever and loved it. Now, I can't really see any issues with this one. To me, I'm very much of a modern person. I like my newer style modern things, and I've got nothing to complain about really so far. I mean, I've only had it a few days, but what I will tell you is, holy Mary, does this thing stick to the road. It hasn't got wheels, it's got spider legs for wheels. I was going down a country lane yesterday and I thought I'd give it some licks and it didn't disappoint at all. My 2018, I thought, oh yeah, it's fast, it's alright. This is a whole different level. This, what they've done is unreal. It puts a smile on my face every single time I get in the car. And that's what you want out of a car, especially when you've paid so much money for it. It's obviously, as everyone knows, this is my second one because I had to hand the first one back. But all I got to do as well, just to put that big smile on your face, is push your button and I mean, listen to that. Unreal. It leaves you speechless. It's that good. But the handling, everything, just as soon as you press that performance button, it obviously stiffens the suspension. It puts it into the best mode it can be, and the computers do its wizardry stuff and just go, right, let's just make this car do what we can do. The steering wheel, obviously with it being flat top bottomed, I actually like it. At first it was one of those Marmite things, you know, you're either going to love it or hate it, but I genuinely think it's nice because obviously, you know, it's nice to feel the flat bottom, but you know, you spend most of your time having your hand either on top of the steering wheel or 10 and 2 position, you know, so it feels quite nice. I mean, even the noise of the exhaust, that's still just inefficiency at the moment, and it already sounds lovely. It's a nice murmur. I know a lot of people who I've read on forums, you know, they have put intakes on it, they put in downpipes on it, full exhaust, taking the OPF off and stuff like that. I'm not interested in modifying my car any more than I put a pair of side skirts on it and a front splitter, and that's it. And I've insured it with those things as well. And it cost me, what, I think 20-30 quid more to insure it, so I'll be daft not to. But yeah, I mean, the feel of the steering wheel, I like this new style of leather. It's like honeycomb leather almost. The badge, I know a lot of people have moaned about the badge. You know, Audi have got to stick to modern times, haven't they? If it was always the same, then you know, where's the spice up your life type of thing? It's just one of those things. But the ambient lighting on the side of the doors, I've changed that to green and blue. The ambient lighting down here, in the cup holders, I love it. Once again, I know there was a few issues with having a light software update, which a lot of them have had. Thankfully, this doesn't need it yet, or I might have had it. The touch screen as well. So on here, the touch screen is fast, it's quick. You go into things straight away. Like things for the nav as well. It's you know, it's shit out really. So out of a hot hatch, and one of the best ones out there is, well, I can't really ask for anything else. This is a Vorsprung carbon, so I added it with the bucket seats with the RS on the back there, and I had the green honeycomb stitch as well. The seats all day, every day are worth it, 100%. They are so hugging, and obviously I've had leather in cars for years now, and I really appreciate the Alcantara touch. Really appreciate that, especially when it gets in hot weather and stuff, and you know, legs stick to leather and things like that. So on the way back from when I picked the car up, it was a about 140 miles, something like that. So I had it on the cruise control with the distance thingamajig, and that was pleasurable. The only thing that does annoy me, but every car has this now, is the lane departure warning, and you have to hold this button down for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then eventually it goes off. Or you can do it in the infotainment system, but it's annoying that way. I've had a car where it's quite like, because this does so if I put it on cruise control now at 50 miles an hour, and then I can leave go of the steering wheel, it does it itself. I had a BMW before, which it was quite, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. It was quite like, I don't know, I can't think of a word, but this is more smoother, it's more lighter, it's not as aggressive as the other one. So this, I think Audi have done a fantastic job. There are multiple displays you can put on where it has like just the rev counter and all that sort of stuff. I like the more traditional display. I like to have a lot of information on there, so the date, time, my fuel level, all that sort of stuff. So this one has the 360 camera. So this has been, this was not an option when the first came out, and then when I initially got mine and handed it back, it didn't have it. But the new one came with the 360 camera, which is fantastic again. I really enjoy the 360 camera. You can program it to do all sorts of stuff. In fact, it's going to do it now. I don't know if it'll let you. No, you can't. I'll pull over and show you that a bit. But one thing I wanted to talk about, which is on everybody's mind, is the Sonos sound system. So I don't know if they've done anything to the Sonos sound system since I had my first one, which was 3 months ago. But everyone complained. Now, from the 2018 that I had, I went from B&O, so Bang & Olufsen, which was the best sound system I've ever had in a car, and the Sonos was such a huge disappointment. The bass was rubbish, the surround sound was rubbish, very tinny. However, I programmed, you know, the equaliser bits and bobs that I normally do, and I can't complain. I think they've had a tweak since the one I had 3 months ago. Ultimately for the better. I'm not complaining about it anymore. It's not Bang & Olufsen, but it's still livable, and it's still, you know, just under say. So I'm more than happy with the. I like my bass in the car, so I'm more than happy with that. Now, when I first drove the car home, obviously no one buys an RS3 for the MPG. It does say that this MPG is better. I think the last one was about, I think the figures were like 28 something or whatever. This is like 30 now. I think on average I'm getting 27. I've only done longer journeys, to be fair. Oh, nearly gone the wrong way. Just remembered we're going nowhere else then. Now, we said I had 515 miles, 515, on the way home from Grimsby, and then it rapidly went down. Like for every 10 miles I did, it'd go down 20-ish, even 30 at some point. So I ended up doing, I think I had 250 miles on my tank that I'd done, and I had about 50 miles left on the computer ranges there, which, let's face it, it's about 25-30 miles. So I'm getting 275-ish there and thereabouts. Bear in mind, all I've done is motorway journey, which sounds a bit like shocking, really. My last Audi, the RS, I used to get between 250 and 280 miles to a tank, and that was just normal round the town journeys, backwards and forwards to the gym and backwards and forwards to work. Excuse me. I'll still be doing the same journey now, a little bit further afield, but it'll be a little bit more motorway miles than it will be town miles. But I've just filled it up there and it said 420. So I've lost 100 miles on the range already, so I don't know if that's anything to do with the bedding stage and getting used to what miles it'll do. Probably. So we'll just wait and see if that improves at all. But like you say, you don't buy a car for that. It's just an observation I'm making. In terms of the tyres now these come with Bridgestone Potenzas. Now, on my last car, which was a BMW, I had Bridgestones, and I was utterly disappointed with them. It was an M340D, so I know it's not a sports car, I understand that, and it was a saloon, which I'm not a fan of anymore. But these start with like 6mm instead of 8mm, but apparently they're supposed to last longer. And then when I rang Bridgestone, a woman said, oh yeah, you can, if they don't last as long, they have a lifetime warranty that they're supposed to do. I said, oh, what's the mileage restriction? She said, none. I was like, what, so I could do 300,000 miles on the tyres in 1 year, and if they go below below the 1.6mm, you're going to replace them? She went, yeah, which I don't know if she was smoking crack that day or what, but it doesn't ring true to me. But these are Bridgestone Pretenders, and they're unreal. I had Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's on my RS3, and that stuck to the road like glue, but this is just as good. I've never had Pretenders before, but pleasantly surprised with them. I don't know what mil of tyres they start with. I don't know if it's 6 or 8. I haven't measured them, but pleasantly surprised with them. And that was in the wet as well. Like I said, this car just smiles on my face every single time I get in and drive it. There is a way you can make it pop when you start the car, which I'll show you in a clip soon. But another thing that does annoy people is the gloss black that's everywhere. So this type of gloss black down here, it can get fingerprints everywhere, especially when you're doing the start button and you're doing the infotainment volume and things. I mean, to me, that I'm very observational, and that button is the same out of a Renault Clio and other Renaults from like in the 90s. It's a weird button, that, but it's definitely the same as a Renault. But it can get very, like, you almost don't want to touch it in case you scratch it. I've got a microfiber cloth that wipes it absolutely fine, but there are bits and bobs you can buy from places where I mean, it's not cheap though, but you can put like this type of finish. That's the carbon fibre finish. You can put it on the centre console here from a company called Carbon Fabric, but it's like €800. I'm not spending that. But people have done it, and it looks lovely, but that's an option. The RS badge as well, that is now standard on RS3s when you order them from like a month ago. This didn't come with the RS badge, but the dealership said whenever they have it in their parts department, they're going to send me one, so I'll put that on at some point. The wireless charger is brilliant for the phone, that works brilliantly. Sunroof I haven't opened yet, obviously it's non-stop rain, typical British weather. But the only thing that you do get, which is a bit disappointing, is your manual blind. Now, out of a car of this expense, you think it would be electric, but it's not. So those are the kind of things I end up. Oh, yeah, seen a bit there. Why would a Defender race an RS3? Just answer me that. So I can understand why people do complain and say you spend so much money in the car, why wouldn't they, you know, put that sort of expenditure in a car? But these are the times we live in, I'm afraid. I know people have complained about the haptic buttons as well that are on the steering wheel. I don't mind them. I actually don't mind them. I think a lot of people are just too, I don't know, they're just like, some people want to complain about everything. I don't mind them. I mean, obviously, people are changing the steering wheels out there. I think that's a bit OTT personally, that's just my opinion. I'm happy to live with them. The buttons do what they're supposed to do, and I think it works alright. This is usually slippy, but oh, the tyres grip well. So yeah, that's basically, in a nutshell, of normal everyday driving. I'll do another video where I take it down some country lanes and do other bits and bobs. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy the drive, the smile on my face. Because it's a new car, there's no creaks and noises or anything daft like that. And a couple of other things I'll show you as well. I'll put up here, I'll put my sunglasses holder, because once again, unfortunately, there is no sunglasses holder under here. There's a little cubby hole down here, but that's not big enough. In other cars, they used to have something up here, which I really loved, where you pushed it and it would come down as a sunglasses holder. But I've taken the grab handle out of there, put my sunglasses holder in there. I put some carbon fibre mud flaps on, and I think that's everything really. But yeah, for anyone who is considering an RS3 or not, if you've had a hot hatch before, you will not be disappointed, because it does everything you expect it to do, even with a touch of a button, and you have that noise. So, you know, just it's so responsive, and you can put it in neutral and give it a couple of revs. So a lot of people have also complained about what are they complaining about? They've complained about the not yet. So they complain that the exhaust isn't as loud. Now I agree, it doesn't pop and bang. That's probably because of the OPF, and that's why people are putting resonators and different exhausts and stuff like that. I'm not going to modify the engine or anything else like that. I think it's just, I think what they've done is great. Obviously they have to stick to regulations by emissions and stuff set by the government, which is why it doesn't do all that sort of stuff. But for those, like I say, who have had a hot hatch, you won't be disappointed. For those who haven't had a hot hatch, and you want to smile on your face every day, you want to enjoy driving, you want to get in a car where, you're almost excited to go to a place, as opposed to, can't bother driving all that way. If you have an RS3, you're like, I'm taking you where do you want to go, because you want to just get in it and drive it. I think this car takes it back to the nostalgia of when you first passed your test and you're excited about driving, you want to go other places. Obviously back then you were just wanting to drive a car because you wanted to drive, but now you want to drive because you want to drive the car, and it'll certainly put a smile on your face. Like I say, this is like a 10 out of 10 for me. I've waited long enough. It's not let me down, as in it's not disappointed me or anything. So I have no complaints whatsoever. So yeah, so I'll end it there for now. I will have more to say, but for the time being, enjoy the rest of the monologue and the video.